There are a ton of good debates on YouTube, basically about every imaginable topic. And I think I might have found possibly the greatest debate in YouTube history. Tim Pool was able to find a socialist Democrat brave enough to come on his show and attempt to defend his positions. And honestly, credit where credit's due, man, that takes a lot of balls. I mean, brains, on the other hand, probably not so much. But this is going to be a shining example of why these sorts of people cannot debate their positions. And it's not that they can't debate, it's that nothing they believe is really debatable.
I think the mother should still have the choice, ultimate authority over what happens to her body.
But there's a child inside of her body.
Hold on.
Not
What
her.
about
Yes.
meth?
Like, should she be allowed to do meth?
Yeah.
I think if someone is doing meth while they're pregnant, that it is completely acceptable for something like, I don't know what the name of the service is in the United States.
Child services? I guess
Child
DCFS
services?
would be...
Oh,
yeah.
it's her body, though.
Yeah, it's her body.
If she wants to do meth, what's the big deal?
The big deal is that she's intentionally trying to kill a child.
Hold on there a minute.
Yeah, and I see where we're going.
I don't understand what you're saying. It's her body.
It's her body.
If she wants to do meth, what's the problem?
Well, first off, doing meth is illegal, period. Doesn't matter if you're doing...
I mean, boom, hook, line, and sinker in absolute record time. Obviously this guy is not prepared at all for this big a moment. And I got a question, man. Do you think when fellow leftists see one of their own making a complete fool of themselves and everyone's positions, I mean, what do you think their reactions are? Do you think that any of them kind of wake up to reality? Or do they think that, the guy just doesn't understand the issues well enough and that maybe they could have handled it better? I got to wonder. I think they probably get mad at the guy for making them all look like complete fools. I mean, it's amazing stuff.
If the baby is viable, then it's okay for the woman, even if she doesn't want to have it anymore for whatever reason, she should have to be forced to have it extracted from her and then live. Is that correct? Is that your position?
Well, it's not forcing the woman to have a baby live if the baby's already alive. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right, so you're okay.
Here's
So
a
we're talking about semantics.
I got a compromise for you. I got a compromise
Sure.
for you. We'll tell the mother we killed it, but we'll sneak it off and give it to someone else. Does that work for you?
No, because I still think she should have autonomy. She should have the right to do it if she wants to. Of course.
Wait, it just doesn't make sense. If the baby can live, it would be wrong to let it. And that circles back to bodily autonomy. I mean, that just does not make sense. I mean, maybe they should try another topic for this poor guy. Just let the guy try to get a win.
God, the after-hours show is wild.
If you suck a trans woman's,
It's not. No, you're sucking a woman's.
Stop.
Yeah,
Gay.
I know.
Stop.
I'm blowing minds. Hey.
Obviously, I'm not going to go anywhere near that topic, but come on, man. This is how far you will go when your only goal is to say things that will be accepted by the most insane fringes of society. I mean, when everything about you is a virtue signal, this is what you sound like. I mean, I cannot honestly believe that this is real. I mean, it's insane, man. I mean, here's a short mind-bending medley. I mean, this is how these people think. I mean, if you can even call it thinking.
Colorado legalized abortion in up to 9 months with no medical reason required. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that decision, yes.
So the baby could survive on its own, and the mother is legally now allowed to just end its life.
She has the right, if she wanted to.
I'm not going to call it gender affirming or mutilation because I don't think those things accurately explain what it is.
Okay, so when it comes to gender affirming care, 0 to about 10.
Are you talking about child sex change?
No, I'm talking about gender affirming care. So hormone blockers aren't given to children until they go through puberty.
That's not true. We actually pulled this up with Destiny. He actually called me out. I was wrong about a stat.
Okay.
What we found was 47,000 cross-sex hormones. I think it was something like 17,000 puberty blockers and like 2,000 double mastectomies for girls after the age of 13 or whatever. But
so that doesn't apply to anything I just said.
Puberty blockers were preteen. Puberty blockers.
Yes, puberty blockers.
They have to because they have to give them the puberty blockers before puberty starts.
Yes, of course.
Right.
So you're just reaffirming what I just said.
Here's the thing. This logic, if you call it that, liberal logic, it is tough to follow, man. But it sounds like he's advocating for a drug not approved by the FDA for gender affirming care. He's saying that it's proven safe just because, basically. I mean, that's insane. I mean, these people don't actually understand the things that they believe they support. They just repeat the right things. They repeat the things that they're told. and they hope that that works. And it does work as long as they're speaking with each other, as long as they're stuck in the bubble. But as soon as they talk to a person who actually requires them to logically explain their position, it's almost as if.
My point is about drawing a false conclusion by a medical treatment being allowed under circumstance A, but not being allowed under circumstance B. You're saying we allow it for kids who have hit precocious puberty, but then we don't allow it for kids who don't want to go through puberty because they want to be a member of the opposite sex.
It's still not FDA approved. That's different.
But you understand my point. You can't claim those things are the same.
I just Google searched it real quick. Stat in 2017, 100 out of 100 with NewsGuard. Drug use to halt puberty may cause lasting health problems. More than 10,000 adverse event reports were filed with the FDA, reflecting the experience of women who've taken Lupron, describing everything from brittle bones to faulty joints. This is not a conservative show, but if you are in a cult, you wouldn't know that. You would only hear what the cult says. Here's what I think. I think you're in a cult, right?
Okay.
I think the cult is derived from algorithms on social media.
Okay.
So you only surround yourself with this loud noise.
That's it's actually always my angle in the chat when one of these poor propaganda victims rattles off all the Trump mega cult nonsense. I mean, I don't even waste the time asking them if they support the abuse of kids or any other insane leftist pet project. It isn't even necessary to ask them because of course they support it. They support it because they're told to. So I just ask them, why they support it. And that's usually when the conversation ends. I mean, if you watch this entire interview, and it's long, man, it's impossible to find anything that the guy says that is grounded in actual fact. I mean, everything is hyperbolic. Everything is just through this wacky tribalist lens. I mean, there's no topic that certain people will not turn into some sort of us versus them fallacy. I mean, this was back when, Daniel Perry was dominating the news. And of course, according to everyone who allows others to think on their behalf, it was an intentional race-based execution.
What he's proportionality argument, or are you making?
Yes, I'm asking you that because what he did proportional to the threat? Yes. So the threat that he was going to do.
It is proportional to subdue someone that is threatening other people and saying he'll die in the process.
And end up killing him, even if that was
see now you're doing it again. You're ascribing intent.
No, I'm not ascribing intent. I'm saying the results. This is what happened. The guy's dead. He's dead, right?
Results are immaterial to the proportionality of action.
So the proportionality of action in your mind was justified to what he was doing, his actual actions.
He held the guy on the ground while he said call 911.
And killed him. And choked him until he died.
You're doing it again.
No, you keep saying I'm doing it again. I'm saying this is the end results. I'm not saying this is what he meant to do. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I don't know what's in his heart. Neither do you. None of us know what he meant to do that day when he woke up. Right?
If someone is threatening other people, you are allowed to subdue them.
And then would it be like an involuntary manslaughter?
So
No, but this is what happened. It's to the point of death. So you have.
It's not a criminal.
It's not. I'm not saying he intended to kill him. That's the difference, right? But if he ended up dying as a result of that, was that proportional?
This was basically the entire podcast, man. It's purely freaking incredible. And if you're like me and you waste way too much time engaging average leftists on the internet, this is why they refuse to actually debate you. I mean, this is why they disappear the moment you fact check them on their nonsense. This is who they are. They all think that they're smarter than you, and they all think that they're just more enlightened and more understanding than you are. And not one of them actually realizes that their entire being is based on feelings alone. I mean, it's the goodness of their beliefs that make them right. And you and your facts, for the same reason, are just wrong. I mean, we know who they are. What we need to figure out is how in the world they can be helped. How can they be saved? Because if we do not help these people see the light, or at least stop them from spreading what they spread like some sort of mental virus, then we're all doomed, man. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.